Well, hello, Mr. Mayor. On the day Antonio Villaraigosa gives his State of the City address, how about the state of our mayor? There's a new campaign, and their goal is summed up in one word: recall. The right to bear arms. Did you know you can walk down the street in California carrying a gun on your belt? That's right, it's legal. But if one San Diego lawmaker has her way, not for long. And just a couple of hours ago, a statue of Chick Hearn unveiled outside of Staples Center, a touching tribute for a Laker great. But you won't believe what one Laker fan is doing to get playoff tickets. All the stories people are talking about and everything you need to know right now on The Filter. Hello again on The Filter Forefront. Our top four of the day, including, would you trade your wife for Laker tickets? But we begin with this. Is the glass half empty or is it half full? The mayor addressed the state of the city today. He said the future looks bright, but the present is bleak. For all intents and purposes, Los Angeles will be around $400 million in the hole, and everybody needs to pitch in.
We must all be willing to take cuts in our pay. Begins with me. I will be cutting my office budget, and I will ask the council to do the same.
As the mayor was discussing the future, others are calling for a new future. They want him out of office. Our contributors tonight, actress and social activist Debra Wilson, and Ron Kaye, the editor of RonKLA.com. Our pictures are furnished by Skype. And Ron, I'm going to start with you. Recall the mayor. Could it really happen?
Struggle. There's a recall movement. There's a clean sweep movement to get rid of the 7 council members up for election next March. There's movements to fix the DWP. There's movement in this city. I'll tell you, bungling at City Hall gets a reaction out there, and it's growing very, very swiftly. You know, the mayor made one promise tonight that I think he can actually keep. He said the sun will always shine on Los Angeles, and I think that's one thing we can count on. It needs to shine in City Hall and in what government's doing. The mayor's in trouble, and he knows it. Recall's a long and arduous process. I think it's a lot easier to vote these people out of office. It doesn't take that many votes. It just takes people to go to work a little bit, find credible candidates, and put people into office who will be responsible, respectful, and do the job the people want done.
Debra, what do you think?
I think both tasks are arduous. I agree with Ron that the recall process is an arduous one, but also if people are misinformed, ill-informed, or don't care and really don't take the time and really aren't discerning, then it's an arduous process to find people that are really, really going to get into office and really have the welfare of the state of California and the city of Los Angeles as a priority. I'm looking at the city just going around as a citizen every single day, and I'm noticing more potholes than ever before. I'm seeing areas in my neighborhood in Sherman Oaks that are being sold off, land that was city land for parks that are being sold off to car dealerships in order to pay for things. I'm going to every other meter, and I'm realizing that these meters are broken and they're failed meters. And I just think our city is becoming a mess. And I think if one arduous task goes over the other arduous task, it won't make a difference what gets done. I, quite frankly, would actually sign a petition if I could, and will.
All right, well, you may have your chance. Now, how about this? Teaching is a noble profession, but will never make you rich. A lot of teachers come up with other ways to make money. Professor Kenneth Ng of Cal State Northridge is one of them. During the day, he teaches students the principles of economics. At night, he runs a website that focuses on sex tourism in Thailand. For the past year, Ng has been running BigBabyKenny.com. It offers insights into the Thai bar scene, such as where to meet beautiful women and how to negotiate fees for their services. It also includes pictures of girls dancing at nightclubs and what appears to be a hotel room. University officials say it's okay with them as long as he's not using public resources. Ng says he won't let anybody make him stop or take down the website. He says he does it on the side. He doesn't use public resources. Here's the question. Is it appropriate for a college professor to operate this type of website, Debra?
No, it's not inappropriate, only because the city says so, only because this college says so. And every college, every university sets a certain amount of ground rules that's what they do. But I don't think the precedence is whether or not it's legal or whether or not technically it is honest and fair and forthright. It really is a moral issue as far as I'm concerned. That one needs to be looked at because the sex trade in Thailand, as in many Southeastern Asian countries and Asian countries, is based on a predatory concept of women on an economic level who can't afford any other way of life, who are either forced into it economically, emotionally forced into it, psychologically forced into it, and brutalized in the process. It's no more than drug trafficking. That's what it is. It's drug trafficking and flesh peddling with women. And I think that's what's being promoted, and I think that's what needs to be looked at. Let's not look at the technical aspect of whether or not he has these rights, because we all know that. But is it really moral? Is it really ethical? Where's the moral compass? And where does the moral compass of a college stand in a situation like that?
Well,
and I think they're afraid to get involved because they're afraid that they won't be considered politically correct.
All right, Ron, what do you think? I think Debra makes good points there. Are they afraid to get
I think she
involved?
is on the right track. The guy probably teaches the economics of sweatshops and economic exploitation for his classes. I mean, it's so out of line. Indeed, he probably doesn't mix it up. He'd never get away with it in Kansas or in most of the country. They'd put an end to it, but this is California and anything goes.
We're way too liberal at times, way too liberal at times.
I couldn't agree more. I'd be really worried that nobody's sat down and talked to him. Nobody's audited his classes to see that he really doesn't bring his values, mentalities, his sexuality, and his sexual preoccupations into the classroom. I can imagine that some co-eds might find offense at various things that come out of this guy.
Right, and that would be the question, actually. That's what we were debating up in the office earlier. You know, if you're in class and you're listening to him, and by the way, no one's complained. No one's complained. But if you're listening to him, you know, is he skewing things a certain way? Is he saying things a certain way? Apparently not, and the school says it's okay, so I guess it's okay.